Dr. Shanti Verma. In this video lecture, I am going to discuss box and whisker plots. Let us start this session. First, what is box plot? Basically, box and whisker plot shows the distribution of set of data along a number line. So, you have to divide the data into 4 parts using the median and the quartile values. Basically, this box plot is introduced by John Tukey in year 1969. Hence, this black box plot is also known as Tukey's box plot. Basically, this box plot shows the 5 number summary. These 5 numbers are median, quartiles, means lower quartiles and upper quartiles, and the smallest and the greatest values in the data set or the distribution. Now, let us discuss one sample box plot. In this box plot, you can see that this Q1 is called as the first quartile, that is also the lower quartile. Q3 is called as the upper quartile, or it is basically called Q3, and this median is also called as Q2. So, this is a one box, this line is a median line, and in this median line you can divide this box into 2 parts. Basically, in the box plot you can also plot outliers in the distribution. You can also give the upper fencing and the lower fencing of the box plot. For that, in this lecture, I also show the formula to calculate the lower fence and the upper fence values. Now, the question is how to construct a box and whisker plots. Let us take one example. Here I take an example of data set of 15 values for the weights of the students in a class. These are the data set values. The first step is you have to arrange the data in the ascending order. So, you can see here that data is already ascended in the ascending order. Now, the second is you have to find the median of the data. So, to find the median of the data, it might be possible data is in odd numbers or data is in even number. So, here you can see that data is in odd numbers, that is 15 values are there. So, the formula is n plus 1 divided by 2th item. For if your data is even, then the formula is n by 2th item. So, this is the data set. In this data set, you can see that there are 15 values. So, if I calculate 15 plus 1 divided by 2th item, so it means the 8th item. So, here the 8th item is a 52, and this 52 is called as the median or the second quartile. Now, the next step is to find the medians of the 2 halves of the distribution. In this data set, in the first system we already find the 52, that is the second quartile or it is a median. Now, this is in this portion there are 7 values, and in this halves there are 7 values. So, to find the median of these 2 halves, we have to divide 7 plus 1 divided by 2th item. It means this is a 8 divided by 2, it means this is the 4th item. So, in the first half 46 is in the 4th position. So, 46 is called as the lower quartile or it is a Q1. Now, for the second half the 58 is in the 4th position. So, 50 is called as the upper median or it is called as the quartile 3. Now, to draw a box plot, you have to draw a number line that extends for enough to both direction to include all the numbers in your data set vertically. Basically, you can plot a box plot vertically and horizontally both, that we see in the practical portion. In this example, you can see that there is a distribution line, and the range of the data set is start from 30 to the 64. Now, the median is basically 52. So, here draw a line in the 52 part. Now, the Q3 is plotted and the Q1 is plotted. So, if you want to calculate the interquartile range, the formula of interquartile range is Q3 minus Q1. For this data set, the Q3 is 58 and Q1 is 46, then the interquartile range is 12. To find the upper fencing and the lower fencing, you have to use the interquartile range. So, to find the lower fencing, the formula is Q1 minus 1.5 IQR, and to find the above fencing or the upper fencing, the formula is Q3 plus 1.5 IQR. The values in the distribution that lies below the lower fencing and upper the above fencing is called are the outliers in the data set. Now, when to use the box plot? Box plots and whisker plot is a way of summarizing a data set and measured in a interval scale. Basically, box plots are used for the exploratory data analysis, and this type of graph is used to show the distribution or the shape of the distribution with its central values and its variability. Now, let us discuss the advantages and disadvantages of box plot. It already discussed that in box plot you can also plot the outliers. So, you can easily identify the outliers. You can easily compare the two box plot or the two distribution data sets. Now, box plot also shows the 5 number summary. So, you can easily find out the range of the data set, the quartiles, median and the range of the data set. Now, the disadvantages of box plot. Basically, individual data is lost because you have to change the data in the form of the median or the quartile, and it can also be confusing to read and it is not visually appealing. But for if you want to show the distribution of data set, what type of shape your data follow, you can use a box plot. Now, let us discuss and develop one Python program to construct a box plot using a spider notebook. To construct a box plot, you have to first import a library, Matplotlib. So, you can write import matplotlib dot pyplot as plt. Plt is a alias name. Now, let us take a one data set. Data equals to, I have to take a 15 values here. Let's values are 31, 41, 23, 44, 46, 45, 67, 56, 46, 23, 21, 45, 67, 89, 65, 45. So, now, to construct a box plot, you have to write plt dot box plot and you have to pass this data here. Now, if I run this program, you can see this box plot is here plotted. Now, what to do if you want to plot two different box plotted in the same figure? For that, you have to take another variable, that is, for example, data 1 equals to, you can take any number of values. For example, values are 34, 45, 60, 46, 45, 34, 21, 22, 34 and 56. Now, you have to make another list, that is data 2 equals to data comma data 1. Now, if you pass here data 2, you can see that 2 box plot is plotted here. Now, how to format this box plot? To format this box plot, you have to first make a figure. So, how to construct a figure? For that, you have to first take a one variable fig equals to plt dot figure. Now, you have to make give the title of this figure. For that you have to write fig dot subtitle function, and you can pass the name of your figure, that is for example student weights. You can also give the color equals to, for example, it is red. You can also pass here font size, for example, it is 14. You can also bold the font size using the parameter font weight equals to, for example, it is a bold. Now, you have to add a subplot in the figure. To add the subplot in the figure, you have to first make a one variable. For example, it is a ax equals to fig dot add underscore subplot, and you can pass any integer number here. Now, to draw a box plot, you have to write, for example, I take a one variable box equals to, now here I have to use ax dot box plot. Now, if I run this code, now this figure object has no attribute subtitle. For that you have to write, this is fig dot the spelling is wrong. So, now you can see that this title is given, the color is red, the font size is 14 and it is in the bold. Now, if I want to give x axis and y axis names in this figure, then you can write here ax dot set underscore title. For example, I write here class wise box plot. Now, if I want to give x label, then I can write ax dot x set underscore x label. For example, I give here data. Now, for y label, I have to write ax dot set underscore y label. For example, I give here weights. Now, if I run this code, you can see here the data is in the x axis, the weights in the y axis, and the title of the box plot is class wise box plot. Now, if you want to give this 1 and 2 as a class 1 and class 2, then you can use here ax dot set underscore x tick labels. This x tick labels changes the 1, 2 into the given values, that is class 1 and class 2. Now, if I run this program, you can see that this 1 is replaced with class 1 and 2 is replaced with class 2. Now, what you have to do when you want to change the colors of this box plot? To change the colors of this box plot, you have to first pass the variable, that is patch underscore artist equals to true. Now, you have to make a one list, that is colors equals to, for example, colors are red and green. Now, you have to make a one loop, that is for patch comma color in zip and you have to pass here box and pass the list name, that is boxes, comma, colors, and here you have to write patch dot set underscore face color, and you have to pass this list color here. Now, if I run this program, you can see that first box filled with the red color and second box filled with a green color. Now, I already discussed that there are two types of box plot, it's vertical and it's horizontal. This is basically a vertical box plot. To convert this vertical box plot into a horizontal box plot, you have to pass a one variable, one parameter, that is vert equals to false. Now, if I run this program, you can see this vertical box plot is converted into a horizontal box plot. This is whole about box plot. In this session, we discuss the importance of box plot, what is box plot, and we already discussed and developed a one Python program to implement box plot. If you find any query regarding box plot, you can contact me in the given email ID. Thank you.